welcome to Flory Models Daily Vlog. Here we are on Thursday the 20th of August 2015, and today, as you know, being Thursday, is review day. So what have I been reviewing? Obviously we've been reviewing this little monster. This is a fantastic kit. It's Tamiya all the way through, but, and there is a couple of big buts with this kit. I'm not going to spoil the review for you. It's 45 minutes long. It is well worth having a look. I go through every single part of this in depth. We look at all the sprues, all the clear parts, obviously right the way through the instructions, and go through it all. And I have found, I don't know, a couple of things I am really not happy about this kit. I was hoping that Tamiya had gone up again in the levels, and we've got to a stage now where, you know, all the best bits of modelling are done. So we've got fantastic engineering, we've got beautifully moulded, thin, detailed parts and things like that. Unfortunately, I was really let down. It's not the kit, don't get me wrong. It's a beautiful kit, it's far better than the HK one, if we're honest, okay? But at the end of the day, there's some real problems. The first one is ejector pins. The thing is absolutely covered in it. Now, I know as well as everybody else, to get detailed parts out of a mold, you need ejection push pins, which push those parts out of the mold cleanly, okay? I get that. But how comes other companies like Wingnut Wings can do a Felix Stowe with a 2-foot wingspan without an entire ejector pin on it, and they can get theirs out of the mold, okay? It just, maybe I'm just being picky, but manufacturers now, as I'm reviewing kits week on week, are getting better and better and better. And one of the big things is ejector pins. They are a bane of everybody's life because you either have to sand them out, you need to fill them and take care of them because they are in areas where are seen. These days, most modern manufacturers position them into a point where you can't see them anymore, okay? So either they're on the blind side that you don't see it, or they're completely out of the way. Unfortunately, these have got ejector pins in things like gear doors, which are blindingly obvious and things like that. So I must admit, I was really disappointed. What I love about it though is the detail. You can build this kit completely out of the box and not need anything aftermarket because it is beautifully done. There's some great stuff in this one. The canopy detail, the clearness of the glass is absolutely amazing. But again, my fuselage has got a raised sink mark, if that makes sense, from where you've actually got a former that goes in. So it's behind here. You're going to see it on the video. Mine is really raised. I can feel it through there, where it's obviously been released from the mold too quick and it's sagged afterwards, which is a real shame. Again, I wouldn't expect something like from Tamiya. It's 130 to 150 pound if you're paying full retail for this kit, and a couple of what I think are schoolboy errors that unfortunately I really put Tamiya on a pedestal. You hear me say it every single week that it's not Tamiya. It's almost like, okay, this is Tamiya, but I was expecting so much more. Is it a great kit? Do I think you should go and get one? Absolutely. It's a beautiful kit, fantastically done. The detail with the engines and with the gear and in the cockpit is absolutely second to none and beautifully done, especially things like the weapons bay underneath and the guns and everything else. But there again, you've got ejector pin mold marks in the nose. So if you take that nose section off, you can display it normally with it lying on its side. You're not going to put it on its end. You've got 6 ejector pins on the inside of that you need to take care of. So in some ways, it's a kit of two halves. Very impressed. I love the kit. It's fantastic, but it's just full of ejector pins, and I really thought Tamiya would be at a level now where they could position them out of the way like a lot of other manufacturers. We're seeing Hobby Boss do it. We're seeing, you know, obviously Trumpeter now making sure the ejector pins are roughly out of the way of crucial parts like gear doors and stuff like that. Tamiya, they're just everywhere like they are. Don't get me wrong, they're very thin. You know, they're very shallow, but they're not massive holes. But it just, unfortunately, it's a bit of a bugbear, and I was expecting so much more. But it's still a lovely kit. Have a watch of the review. I'll explain it all. I'll show you exactly where they all are and everything else. But generally, I've been waiting for this kit for a while, and I'm still going to build it. I still love it. I think it's a beautiful looking aircraft. It's one of the RAF's finest aircraft. And it looks great in the markings and all the rest of it. It will do when I put D-Day stripes on it like I do everything else. So there we go. Second up, and literally I've only just finished reviewing this now because obviously we did so many different things with this one, is Vallejo's brand new metal colour acrylic paints. Obviously we've been looking at metal colours recently. I've really gone to town on this one. I've tried it over primer. We see if it's, you know, tapeable. We've glossed it. We've literally, as I've just done, so it's still wet on one side, to go through. And this is the brand new Metal Colour series of paints. This is all of the range on this in different stages. And I know it's over Buster, and you can imagine it's horrible. It's not nice at all. It's covered in filler and junk and everything else, and it covered fantastically. These paints, again, the review will be up with you tomorrow. It'll be up on Friday. It's going to be quite a biggie. It's going to be a 45-minute review on these to go right the way through. But needless to say, you can tape over this to a point you'll see in the review, and then obviously you can overcoat it with their brand new, very, very fragrant smelling. You can still smell it here in the studio now. I only sprayed it about a quarter of an hour ago, but their gloss varnish without losing detail on the model, okay, because this side has been done with a gloss varnish. This is just normal bare metal. Absolutely fine. You can buff this stuff. It's not a buffable, you're not going to be changing it, but you can buff it, which gives you a great capability because you can go right the way over it and blend colours and everything else in with it. It is good stuff. We do like it. I didn't have the entire range, but we have got how many colours? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 colours that we've got here. We tested all of those. All of them work flawlessly with no problem whatsoever. But again, the full review is going to be up with you tomorrow. So I spent a full day of doing reviews and everything else. I've got enough now for part 1 for the Ducati bike. That's going to be up with you on Monday. We finished off the engine on that, and I did the exhaust today, which, as you'll see in the video, I wish I'd used this stuff for doing the exhaust because it looks absolutely fantastic. But there we go, review day. The reviews are up, so I say go and have a look at the Mosquito now. Go and have a look, obviously, at the Vallejo one will be up with you tomorrow, and you can go up and see those ones as you make your way through, and you can see Buster getting another coat of paint as we go right the way through. So that's it for me for today. Phew, a very busy day, lots of editing ahead, but there we go. I'll catch you all tomorrow.